Hey everybody, Matt here, once again, in an airport, back-to-back family trips, but here we are. Today we're going to talk about something really cool, really crucial, that I'm starting to talk about with more and more and more of my clients, and prospective clients, and that is the unusual fear holding most people back. I'll reveal what it is in a minute, and what you can do about it. But first, as always, if you want help with this kind of stuff, if you like it, I do help coaches sell more stuff online and work less by leveraging paid ads. If you're ready to get into that kind of thing, you can always head on over to mattwrightcall.com, apply for a call, and if I can help you out, only if I think I can help you out, then we can talk about working one-on-one together. It's pretty easy. All my clients do is make some live videos that genuinely help their audience, just like this, and help me develop some other stuff, and brainstorm on calls with me. It's really pretty simple. So, all that being said, the unusual and common deadly fear holding everybody back. A lot of people, including myself. But it really just comes down to how you deal with it. And that big fear is fear of success, actually. This is actually one of the 4 core fears. So I've been thinking about this so much over the past couple days because I haven't had a chance to hop on. And I was really thinking about what to say. So I want to do a little thought experiment. And the thought experiment is this. If somebody came up to you and said, hey man, you can have everything that you ever wanted. All you got to do is say yes. What would you say? Would you say yes or would you say no? Would it be too easy? Would you fear it? Would you feel like it's like a cat and mouse game where like you caught the laser pointer, like your hand is on it and you're like, I got it. But like the game is over and there's that fear of just that, or the fear of, oh my God, can I handle the fame, the wealth, the influence, the impact that I would have to manage at that level? And I was talking with a prospective client who actually got on the phone with me 3 months earlier. This was really cool how it all worked out. 3 months ago, I got on the phone with this lady. She's a classical pianist. She's a professional classical pianist who's played at like Carnegie Hall and stuff. And she has a piano course that she's already recorded and sold before, which is really great. And classical music is close to my heart. I actually have a bachelor in music from a conservatory, top 10 conservatory in French horn. So, fun fact about me. So classical music's real close to my heart, and I was super wanting to help this lady. And I pitched, and it was too much for her, and she had to run. Like the call was scheduled kind of weird and stuff. Oh, I'll get back to you. And I knew after that call it wasn't a deal, and it wasn't a deal right then. And that was okay because I knew I had still made a pretty good impression on her. So she reached out. She was on my email list, and she reached out to me about 3 months later and said, "Hey Matt, I'm really liking your stuff. I'm ready to make a go at this. And I was wondering what you recommend for ad strategy." And so here's how I laid out the email. And this is pretty cool sales tactics too, by the way. So pay attention. Here's what I said in the email. I said, here's the exact strategy. You make some live videos that help people. You run those as an ad. And then you retarget the people who watch those and say, hey, I've got a cool presentation for you. Or I've got this course, or however you want to do it. And then you sell it to them that way, and you can develop a webinar. So option 1 is you can buy the course I learned this stuff from for like $3,000. And you'll still be stuck where you're at because you don't have the implementation skills. Number 2 is you could act on the free information in this email and do that. Number 3 is you could talk about working one-on-one with me. And number 4 is you could join my upcoming Matt Wright Inner Circle. And so there's this sales trick, I think I've talked about it on here before real quick, of yes and no versus either or. So yes and no is I'm going to buy something or I'm not going to buy something, which is $0 for you or a win for you. Or there's the I'm going to buy product A or product B, and that was the choice that I gave her. Basically, in those 4 choices, I said you can work with me one-on-one, will be the fastest option for you, or you can do it the other way. And she replied back, she said, let's do a call. So I said, all right, and we did 2 calls, and it was so cool because I asked her, I said, what was different about then and now? What changed between the time that you said yes now and 3 months ago? Because I'm doing the same thing. And you're doing the same thing. And she said the most astounding thing to me. She said, Matt, there was just a lot going on in my life right now, and I wasn't ready for it. And I think I was actually afraid to really go for it. And I was like, wow, because this is something I see more and more with people. And we go back to that thought experiment of if somebody gets on the phone with you, and you're a coach or a consultant who's particularly good at what you do, then you don't run into all the sales stuff that you normally deal with, here's how the product works, here's the plan, do you like the plan, you want to get the plan, okay, great, here's next steps. When they know that on a high degree you can help them, you're going to run into fear of success. And so I asked her, I said, so, what do you do to deal with that? Because, you're this high-end, classical music performer. You've made some attempts at internet marketing before and stuff like that. Like, what changed? And she said, the coolest thing to me, which I know is just a big mark of high performance, and that is, she said, it wasn't that, that I knew anything different now and then. It's that I realized that, and here's the big point, it's that I realized that fear was not a sign that I should be backing away. It was a sign I should be going towards it, through it. And that always, on the other side of that fear, was great success. So, if you're someone who's been afraid to make it go, unsure what steps to take, you can always hit me up for a call. You can head on over to mattwrightcall.com. Apply for a call if I think I can help you. I'll help you out. A lot of people come to me who are like second career kind of people, which is really fun. And if you're really ready to make a go at it, I'd especially like to encourage you today, in light of these stories, to sign up for a call. So, if you want to do that, once again, mattwrightcall.com. See you over there. All right. Now, I want to share another story about fear, or fear of success, or fear of just decision-making in general, which happened to me, personally, in June. And that was, everybody in your life, did you know that the vast majority, I think it's like 70% of people or something like that, they never move out of the town that they are raised in. Now, I'm from a military family, so that meant I did get to move around some. I was born in Kansas, lived in New Mexico for a while, Pennsylvania for 2 years, and then pretty much Texas, and that's where I grew up. I was out of school, out of state for college. But after I got done with college, I moved back to Texas, and I felt a little bit stuck there, and I was just hanging out with the same people. I was doing the same stuff. I wasn't really getting traction or going anywhere. And I think in March or something, I made a trip down to visit my mentor, Steve. And I said, he does some stock trading kind of stuff, and I know that he makes very good money doing it. But he was living in this kind of rundown shack kind of thing. It was like a beach house of a friend, and those tiles that are on the roof of a school, called suspended ceiling, those tile things. That's what the house, and it was just a kind of rundown place. I said, Steve, why do you live here? You make all this money, why do you live here? And he was quiet, and he said, listen. And there was no noise. And he described to me the internal silence that he had, the peace, and that helps with his decision-making and with his spiritual life. And so, I realized that, wow, I'm living in this apartment place. I don't really have a lot of close friends around here. I'm always doing the same stuff. And 2 weeks after I broke up with this girlfriend, I was living in Irving, Texas. And I said, you know what? I am moving to Colorado. Because I had proposed it to my mom a year earlier or so when my lease was about up. I said, I want to move to Colorado. But the shift that I made was not, I want to. The shift that I made was, I am moving to Colorado. And instead of suggesting to my parents that, hey, would you support me in this? I said, I am. And whether they endorsed the decision or not, I was going to use my own resources and to go there. And I did, and life has opened up wonderfully since. And so the big lesson, again, is there are so many times in life where you don't know what is on the other side of a big decision, of a scary decision. But a lot of times the fear there is actually the sign that there is a great success, great opportunity on the other side. So, recap, just wanted to share those two stories with you, that the number one fear holding you back can just be actually fear of success, fear to really go for it. And I encourage you to go for it, and remind you and encourage you in spite of that the entrepreneurial world is a lonely journey. Not everyone will always understand what you're doing. I have faced that myself greatly. I remember a couple days ago I woke up and I wrote in my journal, I am lonely. That's the first line. Oh, that reminds me, one more strategy real quick. If you're looking to build a greater degree of self-confidence, of a nurtured mind, there are two big tricks. And I'll do a separate live on this another day. But there's two big tricks I can offer to you. And one of them I got from Alan Weiss, the famous $1 million solo consultant. And he said, at the end of the day, you think of all the good things you did that day. And that's it, for 30 seconds before you go to bed. So right above my bed, I have a label stuck on my headboard that says, think of all the good stuff you did today. And every night before I'm going to bed, I'm going, I accomplished this, I wrote an email, I connected with this person, I helped this person, and I'm always putting those thoughts in my head. And the other thing you can do is in your morning journal is write words of kindness or love to yourself. Hey, Matt, you're really awesome at what you do, people like you, and blah, blah, blah. And what the funny thing about the brain is that it responds to repetition. And this is used in like propaganda too. So you can create your own positive propaganda for yourself. Have fun. So you can write words of kindness or love to yourself in your journal at the end of it. So those are some stories and strategies. I sincerely hope you found this helpful, as it's something that's not talked about so much. And the farther up I move in my career, and my clients, the type of clients that I attract, move up in their careers and come to me, the more I realize that this is a large and important component of it. So, as always, if you ever need help with online ads, strategy, etc., tech stuff, you can always head on over to mattwrightcall.com, mattwrightcall.com, and you can apply for a call with me. If I think I can help you, then we'll set up a call. And if I think I can help you on there, then we can talk about working one-on-one. Sincerely like getting to know people on the other side of the camera who are on my email list, etc., etc. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.